It's interesting because I saw a review someone wrote the other day or something calling some like it's self-indulgent.
This song came from a place of care and genuine concern. And if that is what someone is calling indulgent, then maybe we need more indulgence in the world. Hi guys, today's video will have two parts. Part one will be my reaction to RAYE singing I Know You're Hurting live at Abbey Road Studios. And part two will be my reaction to the comment she has made about this song. In an interview, she talked about what inspired it. She talks a little bit about men's mental health, and she also responds to some criticism that she's received about this song. So basically, this is a video kind of dedicated to this song, I Know You're Hurting. Just in case you're new, I am Vicky. I'm a therapist who loves talking about pop music. This is episode 5 in my RAYE series, so if you haven't watched my other RAYE videos, I will link the playlist in the description below. Let's get into it.
I can see you standing on the edge. Your legs upon the ledge of life's afflictions. I know you're a master of disguise. You are. Underneath that soft and gentle smile you put on this morning, you give when you have little left to give. You ballroom dance with hollow how are you? How are you? Your body aches from marching up your mountains, but you always keep pushing on. I know life can be a bitch some common day. I'm thinking of you, dear, I hope you're okay. Maybe there's a hole you're hiding somewhere, and you hide it so well, you do, I must say. But I know you're hiding. You always find some kind words for a stranger. I wish that you could find some for yourself. Yeah. I watch you claw yourself apart in private moments, and over bruises you put plasters on. Well, life has dealt another losing hand. You bite your tongue and tense your thighs to stand. Yeah. You know that you can't be so strong alone all the time, so please stop trying to be so strong all alone, all alone. You don't have to do this all alone, even though I know why I know you're hiding. I know that deep down there something's burning. I know if you need two more arms to hold these burdens.
Wow. feels every single word.
I can see her. Close your eyes and let this music get to working. Like my mother always said, I'm telling you it's going to be alright.
How is that? Whoa. Every time with this song, I'm shocked at how long it is and how quickly it passes. Let this music get to working. Let her voice get to working. It's like, it's the only medicine you need, really. She loves to immerse herself in the music while she is creating it. And you believe every word because she believes every word. It just feels authentic. Everything she does just feels so right. It feels so real. Truly, I don't know how that passed so quickly. I was sort of thinking, did they cut the song short? Nope. Just takes you somewhere else, this song. Okay, here's what she said about I Know You're Hurting in this interview.
I know you're hurting. You've put that in the order of things in a very real way. I feel like you've got us into a place where we're strong enough to be able to start listening to different sides of the life story here.
This is true. She always orders her album in a way that takes care of you. And the vulnerable songs are near the middle somewhere.
Where were you when you wrote it? How did you feel writing it? Please just put it through the filter of making that song.
So this was actually one of the first, if not the first record I wrote for this album. It was last year, 2 years ago in October, my birthday, 2 birthdays ago, 28, 27, 26. I was 26. So we had my birthday on that trip. And I remember I was in the room with my band. So it was Matt Brooks on the drums and Graham Blevins on the saxophone and Tom Richards on the organ, and I was sat on the piano. It was this beautiful room full of my guys, and I remember we were having a really real conversation. We were talking about mental health, and we were talking about, specifically actually on that day, we were talking about mental health in men and just how, as women, we, it's a whole entire separate conversation because women, the adversities and discussion there is endless. But it was also important, I felt, in that moment to really see my guys. And I was just kind of talking about the fact that there is still this, there is brave face, where I'm kind of like, where do you guys talk about emotions? Where do you guys, express this and that? Some of them are dads, some of them are... And it's just this real understanding of the fact that, especially in British culture, boys will express themselves or like, emotion expression will come through like going to the pub and laughing with your friends. Like
social football, I think. Social football. Still playing at the age of 48.
Right.
Because you
That's a socially acceptable way to release emotion and tension, right? Is watch the football, release your anger in that way, engage in sports, engage in having a good time, drinking as a way of releasing. But sometimes that's not actually, most of the time, it's not really addressing the actual emotions because you're not sitting with them, feeling them, processing them, talking to anyone about them necessarily.
because you love the game, but equally, where else are you going to let off steam?
Right? So you guys are going to the pub like, yeah, mate, you're right. Yeah, how's the missus? Yeah, this is good. Laughing, drinking. But then that, like, this maybe is as deep as it potentially gets for a lot of men and a lot of cultures. And I was really moved to...
And they expressed as much.
Yeah, they did. I have a really beautiful relationship with my band, and actually we're all getting a little bit teary and a little bit emotional, and we'd started writing a song earlier that day kind of talking about mental health and just like, and everyone was just like, we were all crying. And then I remember getting on the piano and I said a little prayer actually. I was like, dear God, like help me find a way to tell, like a song to tell this story really beautifully. And I literally turned to the piano and it was this bum, bum, bum. And these 4 chords that we literally loop throughout the song until the key change. Dun, dun, dun. F, A minor, G, and just loop round and round. And all of a sudden, Brooksy, my drummer, starts catching this kick. And we wrote it in real time. There's a recording of us making the song together. It was like an hour and 40 minutes, just, like a band, just drilling the song, moving together. And I'm singing different, I can see us standing on the edge, and just these different, some of the lyrics were there real time, some of them was combed after, but we took away this 12-minute kind of cut demo that I was living with, and then I was like, I know I need to make this into something, and then I went back to my LA place and with a lovely engineer called Enrique, and then I remember specifically, there's a friend in my life, and the lyric was like, I was like, when you need that poignant perspective. So it's like I have the intention of the song, but actually I'm going to write this as a letter to my friend who's going through a lot right now.
Yeah.
So it was addressed specifically to him, and it was, it was that purpose of the song that I needed.
The emotional resonance.
Yeah, to say, this is what I want to say to you,
Yes. Yes.
You always have a kind word for a stranger,
Yeah.
I wish that you could find some for yourself, and you claw yourself apart in private moments and over bruises you put plasters on. And, I'm aware how long this song is, it's 7 minutes and 50,
incredible.
I think maybe longer. But I just was like, I don't want to cut a single second off of it.
This explains why this song feels so personal, like RAYE is looking at you and singing to you specifically. It's because it was written with that sort of one-to-one conversation in mind.
It's interesting because I saw a review someone wrote the other day or something, calling it's self-indulgent. And I was like, you've completely missed the point of this specific song, because it's actually it's actually not about me, because actually my instinct might say, you don't need this part of the verse, you don't need this bit, make it shorter, make it...
That's self-indulgent.
Right, creating it for the purpose of selling record or streaming loads.
You're putting your own identity into something that belongs to other people and was written for someone else.
It wasn't about that. It wasn't about that. And it's about giving people a bath of time to...
Love that expression. That's a beautiful way to put it.
Enter this song and grieve and feel and hopefully come out the other side when we take that key change and make that lift.
Thank you for doing that, because in essence, that is what's missing from the conversation, is that as soon as we start to have these conversations, or traditionally, there's a sense that the clock is ticking and we need to just say what we need to say and get on with getting on. And actually what you need, and what human beings in general need, is more space and more grace.
Space and grace, yeah.
I would agree with
that.
That's kind of what we need more of.
Yes, we do.
But we're just bashing into each other all the time.
In a time period that demands fast, simple answers and rewards the sort of fast, short song, short video that grabs your attention, gets that point across super quickly, and gives the illusion of having fed you and makes you feel like you've been efficient, you can move on to the next thing. When it comes to emotions, you cannot rush processing, feeling. How do you rush feeling? So I love her approach to this. I love that she's done this, and the fact that so many people have been moved by this song. I got a comment from one of you saying to watch men reacting to this song. And we'll talk a little bit more about what she said about men's mental health. The fact that there are so many people responding to this song and feeling it so deeply and feeling like they need this song so deeply, that's an indication that we need this. We need, like, just because we live in a time where everything is fast and efficient, and maybe parts of ourselves tell us that we do need to be fast and efficient. I think we've been taught that that's a thing, that that's possible, but clearly deep down, this song is tapping into the deep down. Deep down, we know that's not really how it works. And deep down, there's a part of us that needs the bath of time, as she put it. Love this. We need this in our time right now.
Yeah, and everything's getting shorter and shorter and quicker and quicker and faster and faster.
Like bouncing faster and faster.
Yeah.
I don't know how we slow things down, but an album like this, it will certainly help. It demands attention in all the right ways. It is not something that you skip through, although that's what I'm doing right now in terms of the conversation, but I have to.
I mean, there's a lot of songs to we have to skip through it, yeah.
Okay, what she said about men's mental health, she did say in a lot of cultures, and it is true that in a lot of cultures across race, sexual orientation, men, and especially men who were raised by boomers, were socialized to keep their hurting to themselves. That's what the song is, right? I know you're hurting. The language is really important. That emotion is really important. It indicates vulnerability, sadness, grief. I think those emotions in general are more acceptable socially in women, where a little girl growing up falling off her bike is going to be treated with more empathy, more validation of, oh, did that hurt? Are you okay? Like, let's address the hurt. Whereas a little boy might be more likely to get the reaction of, you're good, you're okay, get back up, you'll be fine. And we can absolutely internalize those messages, and they impact how we act as adults, and it impacts what we feel is valid to express. RAYE sat down with the men in her life, and she really tried to understand. And this song came from a place of care and genuine concern, which we as the listeners can feel in the music. And it's so important that this song exists. And if that is what someone is calling indulgent, then maybe we need more indulgence in the world. I don't know. And there is a theme in every single song of this album which reflects something that we all need, which is connection, human connection. I mean, RAYE does such a good job of showing the wide range of connections we can have, connections with friends that can support us, support each other, family, all the generations of family. Her band, she has these little moments where she's talking to the band, interacting, of course, thanking everybody who worked on the album at the end. She is really taking the time on this album to connect and to show the importance of that. And in addition to our human need for connecting with others, we also have the need to connect to ourselves. Because if we have emotions that we are either denying or not giving the space to acknowledge or process them, first of all, they do come out in other ways. Like if you're not acknowledging it directly, it will come out indirectly. If you're not conscious about it, you'll probably act from it unconsciously. And secondly, it can feel like a less authentic experience because you're basically shutting out parts of yourself. It's like you have the pie chart of who you are, and you're just kind of like removing some pieces and pretending they're not there. And how can you be fully yourself if you're not acknowledging your hurt, for example. And the kind of hurt, the flavor of hurt will of course be different for different people. For men, maybe it is harder to give space to the sadness and the hurt. For women, it might be harder to give space to anger. So whatever emotions you feel that you have the least sort of contact to, that you give the least space to, I hope that this song and RAYE's words can be an encouragement to take a step, ideally in a safe environment. I'm not saying like go out and like express your most vulnerable feelings to the world. That for most people, that's not the best way to do it. But I hope it gives you that little validation of like, you truly are not alone. Like, I know that's such a cliche, but it's shocking. Like every day I am more and more shocked at how universal most human experiences and feelings are. It's one of the powerful things about music to remind us like, oh, there's someone else having a very, very similar experience and feeling. So thank you for recommending this performance and this interview. I always love hearing RAYE live and hearing her talk. Like I said, I will link the playlist with all my RAYE videos in the description below. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.